Hi, welcome back to my small cubicle of the internet. Grab a seat, sit down, there's snacks. The life of entrepreneurship. I know in 2020 it was glamorous, it was sought after, everyone was quitting their jobs and starting their own small business, everyone had a side hustle. But now it's 2024 and as we know, the economy is rough. I personally am a small business owner. My full-time job is a registered nurse. I've never retired from registered nursing. And I also design and manufacture my own handbags. I have been a registered nurse for going on 9 years, and I have been in business for 5 of those years. I know the entrepreneurship journey is pretty tasking right now, but today I want to react to some entrepreneurs and see how they're navigating with their small businesses.
Okay, so this has been on my mind for a good hot minute, and I can't be the only one because it's been on my mind. I have been thinking of taking a break from entrepreneurship. I have been feeling overwhelmed, overstimulated from being so hands-on and doing everything in my business. I went on a girls trip, like a spiritual girls trip back in October. And one of the things we talked about was me taking a month off, not sending emails, not working on the content, not making my content. And quite frankly, I did not do it. I didn't do it. But I'm feeling like now I just want to take the time to not do anything work related. But, here comes that fear of, okay, if I stop doing this ain't going to get done. This ain't going to get done. But I feel like anyone looking at this video can relate. I feel like we collectively need to take a break from being an entrepreneur, from being a boss. Like, I just want to take a break where I'm not trying to sell, where I'm not trying to inform and then just be. I just want to take a break from the hustle and bustle culture. Because if you look online, you see everybody talking about, oh, you got to wake up hungry. Every day you got to wake up hungry. You got to go get it all day, every day, nonstop. When does that become a problem? When does anyone see that fucks with your mental health? When are we going to stop hustling and start to align? Like, I want to align myself. I don't want to have to keep hustling every single day. That's not living a life. So let me know how y'all feel about taking a month off and taking a step back to reflect and stop trying to be hustle culture. Because I just feel like that's ruining a lot of shit. You're comparing, you're competing. Let's stop trying to hustle and let's start trying to align.
The mindset of hustling and grinding led me to sleeping in my car as a registered nurse. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll put it in the cards here. But yeah, I was on a grind. But running a business by yourself can be tasking, and you need to learn when to take a break and to be honest with your own journey and where you're at.
The internet is full of entrepreneurs who want to sell you a dream, who want to inspire you to quit your day job. And if you take their course just like them, you can just hang by a pool and make money while the business runs itself, they say. Hi, my name is Paola Mate, and I own and run an independent hair accessories company that prioritizes sustainability and celebrates Afro-textured hair. For 10 years, I've built everything I have and know from scratch myself. And to be honest, this journey is hard, and I'm quite tired. And since I've had children, I've been dreaming about quitting more often. You don't really want to hear that, do you? Because when I talk like that, it's always followed by, but you're doing it effortlessly. No, there are a lot of efforts and sacrifices to run a business. Nothing is effortless. Nothing is simple. Everything is expensive and complicated if you want to do it right. And you constantly have to keep adapting. So I have a question for you. Does no one want to hear when an entrepreneur is going through challenges right as they're going through it?
I think now more than ever, it's so important to be honest with your audience and to be honest with yourself. This day and age, people want to see something real, you know? They don't want to see things so polished. That's why I even have a YouTube channel now. I felt inspired to just pull back and to just share how I'm feeling. And I know that it's relating to certain entrepreneurs who are also going through that journey. So yeah, go ahead and share your true entrepreneurial journey.
Can I be honest with y'all? I think I'm tired of entrepreneurship. I'm like over it. People are starting to make my ass itch. The only reason I think I'm staying in it is because I have the freedom to stay home with my kids. And yeah, I think I'm over it. Can somebody talk me out of not leaving it? Because I'm really considering going back to 9-to-5 life. But yeah, just a moment of honesty. So
That is the honest truth. It has to be love. It has to be a passion. You have to figure out your why.
Quit my business. I've quit my passion because being a businesswoman and being self-employed was actually doing so much internal and mental damage. It was causing me anxiety and depression. And quite frankly, I did not turn my passion into a business for those reasons. I'd say since March, business hasn't been businessing, you know, which is a shame and it's okay, but it got to the point where it was a struggle and my back was against the wall and I had to make things work. But if you're an online service provider, you know, coming online and marketing your stuff, like you cannot do anything when you're coming from a place of I gotta make this work. I've realised that I don't want to be a businesswoman. I just want to do my service, because my service is amazing and it's very, very much needed in this world. But what I don't want to do is being so online on social media all the time, coming up with content, doing the right copy so it activates buyers to fucking click on your link. I don't want to do marketing. I don't want to be having to come up with offers all the time and always thinking 10 steps ahead. Q1, Q2, Q4. I don't give a fuck about that. What I give a fuck about is doing my passion, helping people, being of service. I don't want to be all those other fucking jobs. Why can't I just do my service? Why can't people just stop me in the street and say, hey, I need your service? But no, I've got to wear 10 different fucking hats, and that is causing me stress and anxiety. So that's why I've quit my business.
When it comes to running a business, there are going to be issues. There are going to be failures, temporary failures. There are going to be setbacks. These are all part of the entrepreneurship journey. You're going to have to learn to constantly be refining. So that's why it's very important as an entrepreneur to try and have systems in place. That way you have different barriers and buffers to help you with problem solving, but you're always going to be problem solving. And that's just the tough skin you're going to have to build as part of owning a business.
If you cannot stand your job and you want to quit your 9-to-5 and you want to start an entrepreneurial path and you want to create your own business and brand, these are some of the things that you need to make sure that you do before you jump headfirst into quitting your job. So the main thing is that you want to have a cushion. You want to have some fallback money. And I would say that you want to have 2, 4 or 6 months worth of savings in your account that replaces your actual income should your business not generate money straight away. But before you do that, you obviously need to generate the money so that you can put it in the savings account. So you want to find a product or a service that interests you and that actual people want, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're deeply passionate about, but it has to be something that interests you. Otherwise, you're going to get burnout. Every time you hit like an obstacle or some kind of challenge, you're just going to give up because you're not passionate about it. So you need to actually have something that is of interest to you that people actually want. So once you've got your product or your service sorted out, you're going to create the brand, right? So you're going to have all of your payment portals, your website, everything's going to be ready to go, and you're going to actually start marketing the business. Now, when you start actually generating the income, I would split it. Some people would say to split 50-50. 50% goes into savings and 50% goes back into generating the actual business or growing the actual business. Some people say to do 50% savings, 30% to go back into the business, and 20% to pay yourself. But remember, you're working your 9 to 5, so you don't necessarily need to be paying yourself. The 50% that you're putting into the account is going to be your cushion money. As soon as that 50% that you've been putting away every single month starts to actually grow and it looks like it can replace your income for that 2, 4 or 6 months, it's time for you to give in your notice. But I would also make sure that the business you are running is actually creating enough income so that it's replacing your 9 to 5. So let's say you get £3,000 a month from your 9 to 5 job. You want to make sure that the money that you're bringing into the business is going to be more than £3,000, right? Because you need to put some of it back into the business to help it grow. You've got your business expenses, and then you obviously want to have your lifestyle that you're having. One of the other really, really important things to remember is to lower your expenses. So if you've got a high mortgage, if you have got a really flash car, if you're spending loads of money on takeaway, entertaining yourself, then you really want to drop those expenses so that your cushion money is reduced and you've got more of a safety net. So when you've got your 2, 4 or 6 months worth of savings, depending on what your lifestyle is and depending on how anxious it makes you to kind of quit your job. Once you've got that amount of savings in your bank account, it's then time for you to give your notice. But you have to remember that maybe 1 to 2 months before you give your notice, you want to increase your marketing like nothing before. So you want to make sure that you are increasing the revenue that you are bringing into the actual business. And I wouldn't quit my job in order to do that. I would definitely do that before I've quit my job.
Let's talk about how this time last year I literally wanted to burn my business to the ground and the changes that I made to be the happiest that I've ever been as a business owner. Let me set the scene for you guys. Last year during the summer, I strictly had a marketing agency, meaning we did everything for our clients. It was a full service marketing agency, so we did social media marketing, sales for them, we did everything, but I was not doing consulting, I was doing nothing. We had a team of probably 8 people who were super talented. We were making really great money. I was showing up consistently on social media, but on the inside, I was freaking out because shit literally hit the fan for 3 months in a row. We, within the span of 3 months, had probably 3 clients that tried to get out of their contracts early. We had to hire lawyers. We had team members quitting. Our profit margins were shot to shit. Like everything that a startup goes through, we went through. And being the person in charge of that and trying to not only keep the ship afloat, but be like mentally stable as a human being is really difficult. And so at some point, and every business owner will relate to this, I was like, I'm done. I want to burn it to the ground. I'm done. This is it. But I had a business coach, and thank frickin' God I did, still do, because it is my opinion that whenever you are going through challenges in life, especially as a business owner, you need someone who's on the other side of those challenges being like, this is temporary, this is what we're going to do to get you through it, it will be okay. And it drastically changed the way that I looked at everything that was going on. So there were specific changes that we made to not only get out of that situation, but now be as profitable as we possibly are, which we're doing incredibly. And then also me as a human being, I feel very different. First and foremost, we completely restructured the way that our team was working. Second of all, we brought on a marketing director who is absolutely incredible. Shout out Tati, absolutely love you. Third of all, we took a long, hard look at our profit margins to understand where it was that we were overspending, and we completely restructured the way that our team was paid to make the business more profitable and make sure that they're still extremely happy. And then on top of that, I had a significant mindset shift. A concept that my business coach taught me was to just surrender. There is always going to be difficulties. There is always going to be things that you have to get through. And as your business becomes more and more successful, the level at which, like the level of intensity that things are going to go wrong is going to get higher and higher, but your capacity expands and you just learn how to handle it. So I stopped trying to control the situation. I did what I could to completely turn it around, and I let go of what the outcome was going to be. And the outcome was exactly what I wanted it to be. Now, not only are we going to make multiple millions in revenue this year, but our profitability is at like an all-time high, which is absolutely incredible. Our team has never been happier. I've never been happier as a business owner. So if you are going through struggles as a business owner, understand that there's always a way out, that it's going to get better, but you need help and you need a new perspective in order to get to the other side of that.
And why you're doing it. For me, I truly believe in my business. I love my products. I stand by my products. And I just know that I need some coaching and the right group around me to help me think more in a business mindset. But you have to know your why.
On cap. Oh, hell no. I said, nope.
That's disgusting. Damn, so how'd you get back home? You had the Uber?
What you mean, my boy?
Oh, no.
Got to see it through, my boy.
God damn it.
Welcome to a day in the life of an entrepreneur who really wants to quit.
These past few days have been so hard on me. So let's start with the bends. There was a nail in the tire, the same tire I just replaced 3 weeks ago. Next up, the Nissan, the windshield cracked out of nowhere, so I had to get that fixed. I was notified that my customers went out of town and the Jeep just started smoking, so that one is getting fixed in Alabama. Gotta go pick that up. But this is the car that really did it for me. I get a call around 3:22 in the morning. The customer was saying that the car just was not cranking. Aside from it already being wrecked, look at it, just ugly. Now it's having mechanical issues, so I gave him the bin so he could get home, and me and my sister sat out till the morning time waiting on someone to come tow it. Since the battery was dead, we had to manually get it onto the tow truck, and then I had to climb out of the window. When I tell you, I could have just cried. I really could have.
Been there, done that. I've done some crazy things for my business. I have literally done some crazy things to make my business where it is right now. But it's a love-hate. It's a love-hate.
The biggest mistake I've ever made in business was not quitting sooner. Business is simple. You have something of value, you trade to people in exchange for money. If that exchange isn't happening, you don't have a business. You have a really expensive hobby. So my first few businesses was like pushing boulders up a hill. I was doing everything right. Posting on social media, great website, marketing, but the sales weren't coming because I was selling a bad product. It wasn't until I got to business number 4 that I experienced the difference between selling something people actually want versus something you're trying to push them to want. So my previous businesses, getting one sale was like a celebration. With the vintage sunglasses, I had my first order within 30 minutes of going online, $1,200 in my first week, and it just snowballed from there. And then all of a sudden I hit $99,000 in sales for 1 month. You can have a bad product and do everything right, but getting sales will always be difficult. On the other hand, you can do everything wrong, but have a product people really want and still make a ton of sales. Don't underestimate how important it is to choose the right product. Now, I'm not saying to give up on your business. Try to make it work. But if it's been a few years and there's no upward growth, it's probably time to start over.
Well, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are a business owner, definitely leave a comment below. Have you been thinking about quitting your business? How is your journey going so far? If not, hang in there. Let's chat. As you guys know, I'm going through it too, but so are corporations. You just want to be honest, really honest with yourself and your finances. Make sure you have good projections on where your business is going. Are you hitting certain marks? And be able to just sit back and evaluate yourself and your business. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Loving that you're a patina. You're long, everything is amazing.